Whenever we talk about AI, you'll hear people regularly talking about the IP implications. Who owns what is generated from an AI model? Now, when it comes to patents, that's normally quite straightforward. If you're looking to file a patent to protect an idea, it's a novel invention, and in most countries that needs to be owned by a human. So although AI could help you invent something, it would never be the owner or the creator of it. So that's quite straightforward. With everything else though, when we're generating documentation or summaries of things, paragraphs that AI has generated, anything like that, it is really unclear as to who owns it. That's when contracts are going to come into play. So whether it is an employment contract which states that anything that the employee does for you as the employer is a work for hire, and therefore when they've used AI, you own it, or whether it is a software as a service agreement, you've got some output there that has been used from an underlying AI model, it's going to very clearly determine in that contract, if it's written correctly and effectively, who owns that. Just like anything else, if we're dealing with that kind of contract, the ownership of the source code or the output of deliverables will always be determined, and that should cover AI as well. So for instance, if a service provider is creating some work for a client and upon payment the client becomes the owner of that IP, that would be deemed to include anything that's generated by AI as well. But what's really important is that your contract really clearly mark that out and make it absolutely undisputable as to who owns any AI generated content.